Well, 2 months before retirement. What am I doing? Let's see. I've got 3 more trips I have to drive in, do my 500-mile round trip from the South Carolina coast to North Carolina, you know, center of North Carolina, because I still have to go in the office. 2 days of pay period, 4 days a month, which usually that's good company. Let me work with them. So let me come in on a couple days, like a Monday, Tuesday, instead of once a week. So that isn't too bad, but it still cost me a couple $100 just to go in the office to work. But I only have to go in 3 more times. I'm still maximizing my 401k. I'm putting in $2,000 a pay period, $4,000 a month into my Roth, which is after tax. Money should be okay because I'll get my military pension, $2,200 a month. My pension from this job be about, it's like $2,100, but eventually drops down to $1,800 because you got to pay 10%. Because if I die, the wife will get 50% of it. You got to pay taxes. At first, it was down to $700 from $2,000 or $2,100 because I was paying $700 for health insurance and life insurance. Got rid of all that stuff. Because I'm in the military, so I've got health care. That is a big, big ticket right there is health care. And luckily, the job I have, I could have carried health care, but I've probably been paying way too much for it anyway because we used to have like 3 insurances because the wife used to have excellent coverage, but then she retired. But so that's like 5 years out. You got to do your research and what you're doing. Talk to people ahead of you that are retiring. Your 401k, it adds up faster and faster. I probably made a mistake of going safe at 55 because that was the old way of doing it. I'm in the government, so it's called the G fund. Is maybe gets 1% to 4%. It doesn't make a whole lot of money, but it's 100% safe. And I've got 400 and something thousand in the safe, so I can't lose it. So that's a good thing. I also have, I spent 2 years in Bell South, so I think I got like 60,000 in Fidelity and another 401k. I should combine it all, but I don't think I'm gonna. I'll keep my Fidelity and maybe I'll slowly take the government 401k and shift it slowly into a Roth because I don't think I'll be touching my 401k money for a while. I probably will end up with like 25, 30,000 in my Roth, which is already tax-free. Roth is you pay the taxes up front, and any money it makes afterwards is tax-free. So I'll have like a good amount there. The 401k, you got to be careful with that. You have to know your tax brackets because I know a lot of people, they take their 401k and just cash it out and you're losing a third of it. So you got 500,000. If you're good, you'll probably only lose 100,000 of it in taxes. If you're not so good, maybe you'll lose 200,000. If you cash it out and are real bad and want to buy a new Porsche or new fancy car, you're probably going to lose 30% of it, which is a lot of money to give away to the tax man. You have to know your taxes. But I don't think money's going to be an issue for me. I have the military pension, this other government pension. I'm taking Social Security at age 62. So that'll be another 2. So I'll be getting about 6,000. People have commented before that 6,000 should be plenty enough money in South Carolina. Plus my wife's got her own money. $500,000 in the 401k. So, I don't have the 2 million or $1 million, but I don't need the 401k unless something happens. Because you think, oh, that's a whole lot of money. No, it's not. The house I'm in, it's $5,000 for insurance, house insurance. It's $5,000 a year for house insurance. So if you're taking in 6,000, that's before tax. It's probably a lot less than that. Maybe it's 5,500 or less. 1 month it eats up your whole check. So you got to save it. I don't have a whole lot of expenses. Utility bills like $250, Water bills, maybe 40 bucks a month. You know, cable and internet's probably the most, probably a couple $100, but nowadays you need fast internet speed. And entertainment. Entertainment's going to be the big issue. But nowadays, with inflation so high, it's crazy. You can't go to a nice restaurant and it'll cost you $100. And you know, you go to McDonald's, it's $20. Breakfast is $20. You know, the prices nowadays are expensive. You can't fill up your gas. My truck is a 2023 Tacoma, which that's what I also did too. I bought a new vehicle, no payments, no house payments, no car payments. Everything's paid off. But gas is, you know, for half a tank, it's $35. And it's going to eat away at your expenses real fast. Because I'd like to, you know, if I want to get in a car and go to a hotel in Savannah, Georgia, or Charleston, South Carolina, or go to Florida, I want to be able to do it anytime I want to. I've been working 50 years. I deserve. I didn't do anything real crazy. I didn't get into drugs and alcoholism and gambling and all the pitfalls. And one guy says one house, one spouse. Yeah, sure. Of course, that's a good decision. But I've got 4 houses. Rental income adds another couple $1,000s into my mix of incoming money. Also, what I did was in the military, I bought savings bonds because they pushed it on you. So I got a stack of savings bonds like that. And it's probably shrinking now because I've been cashing them in because they're over 30 years old. You don't get any more money on them. And you know that $12.50 you bought for a $25 savings bond now is like worth $164 30 years later. So I'm pretty well diversified. Stocks, bonds. I got my little E-Trade account. It's now Morgan Stanley. So I can play with that $30,000, $35,000 and play with that a little bit if I want to. Not touch the 401k, leave that alone. The biggest question at work, what's everyone always, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know what I'm going to be doing. No one knows what they're going to be doing. I could flip cars. You know, I was thinking maybe I'm on the coast. Maybe I get convertibles and flip them. I put in a few offers, but it's just not working out. You know, people want too much for their vehicles nowadays. So now you just might have to wait for some sort of crash. Oh, and it'll be coming because these vehicles are way too high. Houses are way too high. People aren't making that kind of money. Now, I've been working a lot of overtime, 50-hour weeks. But again, 2 months until retirement. I've been packing up, loading up my 401k as much as possible, putting more money into the Roth, and I'm preparing, and I try to spend what I'd be getting in retirement. So I try to get my regular check down to what I'm, you know, $1,500, $2,000 a month. Well, actually, it's every 2 weeks, so it's going to be half that amount when I retire. Because you're going to get a check once a month. So, I don't know, you like my content? Thumbs up, leave a comment, share the information, and subscribe. I appreciate it, but 2 months of retirement, I'm looking forward to it. 3 more trips into the office. You know, luckily I get to work from home, and it's going to be a good life. All you got to do is stay healthy, and I can still run a couple miles a day. That's your biggest thing, is exercise, eat right, and try to stay healthy, because all the money in the world is completely worthless if you don't have your health.